Hi guys, so this is the Barnsley Sheffield Wednesday review. So this was a big game for us. It's a local derby. We need 3 points like never before because we've not got 3 points all year, and it's just embarrassing now. Getting to the point where it's starting to really get embarrassing, and it's starting to annoy me actually. We signed off in Jarney with a free agent. We had him on loan last season from Hull, so he's in for Samido, who lost his appeal. And he's been training with us for a while. The team is Kirtland, Buxton, Johnson, Zayata, Roger Johnson, McPhail, Antonio, Halan, Fryer, JJ, Olifinjana. The subs are Martinez, Lira, Palmer, Newhugh, Coke, Larty, Mohammed. It's an okay lineup, I like it. It was interesting to see that Chris O'Grady ignored the applause from our fans, but he's just concentrating on the game. Barnsley started out the better side. They started better with the ball, they kept it better, they moved around with it better. They had a corner and it was short corner again, which undid us. They got some really good crosses in. We got a great cross in and Roger Johnson went up for the header and then smacked his shoulder on the post that holds up the nets, which is annoying. The actual net, not the post itself. And then we were down to 10 men for a while he received treatment. And then they got a very soft free kick. It was just soft. He went down like a ton of, I don't want to say like a ton of bricks, that's the one thing, but he went down pretty easily, and it was never a free kick to be fair. And at the back we looked all over the place, and we just can't seem to keep our foot on the ball and concentrate and keep going forward. The free kick they had went over the bar. We just looked pathetic and really bad. When we get the ball, we're getting crosses in, but then there's no one onto the cross, and we're just really struggling. They score their goal, the ball, Pedersen shoots, it hits the post, it bounces off the post, comes out to another Barnsley player, passes it to Pedersen, and he just volleys it into the net, and we were absolutely wank defending. We just turned off. Kirtland couldn't do anything about that at all, and just turned off. When the team that played against Bolton, it had some fight, it had some fear, but we're not that team. It just seemed they're all over us, and it's very depressing just watching it. Very loose balls and passes going all over the place, just not good enough. We are giving so many balls away or dilly-dallying in defence. Readers had a mare, lost the ball a couple of times. They should be 2-0 up, because Paddy McCourt had a brilliant chance to make it 2-0. And they've been the better side. We have been very poor, and it shows how bad we've been this season. We are just not good enough at the moment. There's a time when you hear Dave Jones say, yeah, we're nearly there, and you see the performances and you think, yeah, we're nearly there in that game. But in this game we look miles from it, miles from being ready. We started to get the ball and start to run at Spencer, but there's still no finished product. McPhail had a great ball in and it was straight to the keeper. I reckon if we got Newhugh on and got some more crosses in, he could cause the problem, could box, and seem to be struggling at times when he gets the ball. But it is down to the fact that we're getting crosses in but there's no one on it. At the stroke of half time, Pedersen went in to challenge for the ball on Kirtland, and I think it was Roger Johnson pushes Pedersen a little bit into Kirtland, and he'd gone down with a massive crack on his ribs. Hopefully he'll be able to start the second half, but by looking how he was down, it looked like maybe having to bring Martinez on. Not what you want when you're 1-0 down and your keeper being your best player pretty much all season and he goes down injured. It's just not what we need. The rate it's going, this could be Dave Jones' last game, because it's just not good enough. Milan is there, he's watching. I wonder if he's thinking time for a change. You don't know. You don't know what's going on, because we've just not played good enough in this first half. Let's hope we improve in the second half, but we're not that good in the second half at times. We had 5 corners and didn't manage to do anything from it, and it's just very poor, and it needs to improve in the second half. Bye guys. So we go into the second half, but before we start the second half part of this review, looking at the situation that happened to Kirtland before half time, the player looks at him twice and then goes into him. What I said before about Johnson pushing into him is not the case. He looks at him twice and he bars into him, so that was my mistake. But you were looking to hope we could get going in this half and get a goal, and hopefully bollocking at half time is what they needed, because in first half we were all over the place. And we didn't start off brilliant. They got at us again, poor closing down, not getting there fast enough, being very stretched, not hustling and making them go after the ball. And they were getting forward far too easily. Antonio was looking for a free kick and he didn't get it. And then the big thing that changed was that New Hugh came on for JJ. JJ was very quiet that game, not really done anything. And I thought New Hugh coming on could win the ball, get the flick-ons, keep the ball up, let people go forward, and he paid off. He really was the person we needed to come on. I really want him to start playing more games for us, starting games, because he's starting to become a handful. And it's nearly there when he's on the pitch. He does get forward, he gets players involved. There was good play by them, but Kirtland managed to get it out. But what was annoying, that Kirtland kept on throwing it out to players and they kept on losing it. Reader was at fault for that a lot today. Reader had a shocking game. There was a very clear handball in the Barnsley penalty area. Croft came in and he punches it out. He looks down, he walks away, clear handball, and referee not giving us anything. The corner comes in, it gets played in, comes in, it gets played out, it then gets kicked back in and into the box, and Fryer managed to cap off a superb volley to make it 1-1. And then 5 minutes after Fryer scored, Antonio should have made it 2-1, but he slipped on his volley, but from about 5 yards he should be scoring them. And we're just not getting that look at the green at the minute, with referees and stuff like that. And we were starting to get some balls going. We should have had that pen, but it'd been okay if we'd not had that much luck with the referees this year. And we were very lucky not to go down to 10 men, and so were they. There was an incident off the ball with Pedersen and Reader. It was a bad tackle, went in for it, then there was argy-bargy. Pedersen went into Reader, Reader put his chest out, and they both went in with their heads, and they're very lucky that we didn't go down to 10, both teams, because they both reacted poorly. And the fact that at one point when it was all kicking off, Stuart Gray was pulling Reader away to get him to calm down says a lot for me. So we're lucky in that case. They nearly got 2-1, but it was just no one there to put on the end of it. There was a good save by Kirtland from a free kick, because they had a low free kick. Great ball in by Fryer and got a good flick on to win us the corner. And New Who got a good shot away. New Who changed the game when he came on. One flick on, kept the ball up well, but then Barnsley started to play well with the ball again. We were very bad at closing them down and getting close to them. We let them have far too much space. New Hugh was ahead of that, just got put wide, but it was a great chance to say he had his shirt pulled. In the game, at this point, there was 11 attempts to us and 9 for Barnsley. Lawley came on for Fryer, and I like the look of Lawley. He's a good player, and I think he's going to do well. We got a good chance getting into this. There was more fouls on us which we didn't get anything from, which was really annoying. The rest not really giving us anything. I don't want to blame the ref or anything. He was very poor for us, the clear penalty. But we've got to play better. We did not play well in that first half. We did not come out the trap like we should have done. We were very, very poor. And we were giving away silly fouls, and we got a free kick eventually. Yeah, it went miles over by McPhail. We looked better when Newhill came on. A draw is good for what the game was, but it's not good enough in our position. We really need the 3 points, and the more we go without a win, the more it's going to chip away at the lad confidence. I really hope we can get Fryer till January. He's starting to look like he's starting to do something. Don't play him up front as a lone striker though. Have him partnered up with Newhill because he worked better with him. Hopefully we can get him till January. Newhill needs to start the next game at Reading for me. We finally got back into the game in the second half. Thank God that Barnsley are a team that don't play well in the second half, because any other team would have murdered us. We had a bad rep again, but we were very poor in the first half. There were too many sloppy misplaced passes, last minute diving in challenges, and to say this is our 8th draw now, we really need to start kicking on and getting wins. Draws are alright if you can back it up with wins, but at the minute we haven't got our first win yet, and now we're getting to the end of October and going into November and still no wins, so we really need to pick up on getting the wins. Next game will be Reading, so let's see what we can do in that, and I'll have a preview for that when it's up. Bye guys.